This is the WWE Smackdown February 21, 2025 full show results video which takes place at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisana. Cody Rhodes is backstage complaining to Nick Aldis about his trios match getting taken off the card for tonight, but Aldis tells him it's a directive from the final boss, who wants to see him in the ring later tonight. Then we saw a match between Drew McIntyre versus Big Jim Uso, and the result of this match was Jim Uso defeated Drew McIntyre by pinfall with a victory roll pin. Post-match, McIntyre attacks Jim Uso, putting his head against the ring post, but referees and road agents arrive in time to save Jim. We see Solo Sikoa arriving at the arena and walking through a loading dock to meet Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Sikoa says what happened last week to Tama was an accident and Fatu says it's all good, but he wants to keep it 100. If it wasn't an accident, Solo wouldn't be standing here right now. Sikoa says he wants to be in the corner for their match, but Jacob doesn't want it like that. He says the two of them have been running things and he wants to team with Solo. We get footage from earlier today of R-Truth running into Carmelo Hayes backstage, and Truth says they have a tag match tonight and he's never seen Hayes before in his life. Truth says him made the match and The Miz rolls up to say that he's him. Carmelo disagrees. Miz says they're Mellow don't miss tonight and asks who Truth's partner is. R-Truth says he knows a Louisiana legend and he's gonna go talk to him, and Miz tries to do a catchphrase but Mello isn't playing alone. Back from the commercial we get a Zelina Vega hype reel. R-Truth unveils his tag team partner, it's Louisana Knight, and Truth puts some Mardi Gras beads on LA Knight and hands him a po-boy and we're off. Then we saw a match between Louisiana Knight and R-Truth versus Mello Don't Miz, and the result of this match was Mello Don't Miz wins by pinfall with a codebreaker skull-crushing finale combination on R-Truth. Post-match they celebrate and Mello clearly has an "okay, maybe this is gonna work" moment. Tiffany Stratton makes her entrance and gets on the mic and she says she's not coming for Charlotte Flair's legacy, she's coming for the spot she desires the most, the top girl in WWE. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae come down. Nia makes threatening moves about if you even make it to WrestleMania. The next match happened between Candice LeRae versus Tiffany Stratton, and Charlotte Flair makes her entrance to join at the commentary. In the end, Tiffany hits a Finley roll but Nia Jax pulls Candice out of the ring. Stratton nails Jax with a dropkick on the floor and Alabama slams LeRae into the barricade before jawing at Charlotte, and then Tiffany Stratton defeated Candice LeRae by pinfall with the prettiest moonsault ever. Post-match, Nia Jax blindsides Stratton and lays her out, then Trish Stratus makes the save again and brawls with Nia. Candice with a chop block, Tiffany shoved out of the way and Stratus gets shoved on top of her. Jax maneuvers them into position, delivered 2-for-1 bonsai drop. Once the heels leave, Charlotte Flair finally gets up and gets in the ring and points at the WrestleMania sign over Stratton, writhing in agony. Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest chat backstage and Priest respectfully tells Cody that he's gonna be coming for his title and Rhodes says he wouldn't have it any other way. Braun Strowman rolls up and says that he had Jacob Fatu dead to rights and if it weren't for Solo he'd be in the chamber. Damian says he was just faster to the punch and they talk about working together in the main event. Byron Saxton interviews Bianca Belair and Naomi says she doesn't think. She knows Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez injured Jade Cargill and they talk about how they're gonna get their revenge on Monday and go on to win at Elimination Chamber and one of them will beat Rhea Ripley for the title. Back from commercial, Alexa Bliss cuts a promo saying that WWE has changed superficially in the time she's been gone but the talent have the same insecurities and she's going to turn the Elimination Chamber into a playground. Back from the commercial, Judgment Day attack the tag champions during their entrance. We get Bianca Belair and Raquel Rodriguez brawling and Raquel hits the one-armed powerbomb, Naomi rushes in, Liv lays her out with Oblivion and referees swarm and the match is off. Back from the commercial, Nick Aldis berates Liv and Raquel and tells them to get off of his show, to which they giggle and scamper off. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven roll up to offer their services to replace Naomi and Bianca Belair in the Elimination Chamber but Nick says they're not missing the show. Chelsea is upset because she has an outfit ready for the chamber and everything and Aldis tells her she'll be in action on SmackDown in Toronto next week. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson makes his entrance and he asks the crowd if they feel it and says he has chills up and down his body because on a Friday night, for the final boss to fly out here, he's dropping some bombs tonight. He gives us finally and of course the crowd sings along and announces that WrestleMania is returning to New Orleans next year. He gives us a little when the Saints go marching in and immediately turns on the crowd by calling them STD-loving trailer park trash. He says he's also come here to call out a man he respects and admires, WWE Undisputed Champion, American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes to the ring and Rocky tells him the crowd loving him has gotta feel amazing, and says a lot of people don't know that he and Cody have actually become good friends since last year's WrestleMania. The last time they shared a ring was the Raw debut on Netflix, where he gave Rhodes flowers and put him over for carrying the company, and he said it and he meant it. Afterward they drank tequila and had a good old time, but he wanted to call Cody out here for something important. Here's the thing, Rhodes is a great champion and he knows that, and their moms have become good friends, and he puts a picture of them up on the Tron. It's been a pleasure becoming his friend, but he had to know a few things. He's been a great champion, but yes, The Rock is on the board of TKO and TKO owns WWE, a director of the board, and his consigliere, Ari Emanuel, and he had an exchange with him where they bantered about maybe Rock doesn't own WWE, but he's the most powerful man in WWE, and anyway he wants Cody to be more than our champion, he wants him to be his champion. Rhodes says he didn't expect the friendship or the tequila and says he thinks Rock above all people knows he's the fans' champion. Dwayne says he loves that about him, but he's talking about something bigger than just this. He knows that Cody's goal is to make as many people around the world happy as possible, because he's that guy and everybody knows it. He's got millions of Instagram followers, The Rock has 500 million, that's not a flex, he just wants that for Cody. He wants Cody to be on the same level as him so he can open up doors and possibilities he never knew existed. Every dream he's ever had he can make come true, every dream of his wife and of his baby. He says they're mama's boys and girl dads and lucky boys, and berates somebody in the crowd for talking back. He tells Rhodes that the one thing he's never had that he wants more than anything is a brother, and that's what Cody can be. Last year his goal was to face his cousin Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship, and when he came back he talked to Triple H and Nick Khan to try and make the match happen, and Cody said he ain't doing it and stood up to him and slapped him in front of the world. No one does that and gets away with it, and that's why he's special, and he talks about their dads standing together and looking down and says he doesn't want an answer tonight, he wants Cody to talk to his wife and hold his baby and think about it, and he'll meet him in Toronto, Canada at Elimination Chamber. Before he leaves he wants Cody to know that the thing he wants more than anything in this world is that. Rhodes assumes he's talking about the WWE Championship, but Rock corrects him and says he wants his soul. Johnson leaves and Rhodes is deep in thought, and Dwayne turns back to him on the stage and levels and even stare at him. DIY make their entrance and cut a promo asking the crowd to show some love for the tag team champions and asking everyone to rise, take off their hats, and bow their heads in a moment of silence for Pretty Deadly. Then we saw a match between DIY versus Pretty Deadly for the WWE Tag Team Championship, and the result of this match was Pretty Deadly won the match by disqualification when Street Profits run in and attack the challengers. Profits work Pretty Deadly over before turning towards DIY and leaving them laying as well. Then Motor City Machine Guns make the save, but the Street Profits just lay them out, too. We get a recap of the Sami Zayn vs Kevin Owens situation and a fresh promo from Kevin, running Sami down for not taking the punishment he deserved and asking about his family, revealing that he's filming right outside of Sami's house, peeking through a window. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Braun Strowman and Damian Priest versus Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, and the result of this match was Braun Strowman and Damian Priest won the match by pinfall when Jacob Fatu accidentally kicked Solo Sikoa, then Strowman freight trains Jacob and Tama on the floor and Damian hit South of Heaven to Solo, and pinned him to get the victory for his team. Damian Priest and Braun Strowman stands tall and the show goes off air. How much you would rate this week's SmackDown show? Let me know in the comments please. Do not forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.